And it's lights out.
Welcome back to another episode of Drive Thru Penalty. I'm Sean. I'm here with my father, Craig, as always. And this week, we're headed back to the United States for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We got an exciting episode ahead of you guys, so stick around, lots to cover. We got some breaking F1 news. We're going to cover a little bit of last week's race in Brazil. Obviously, we're going to talk about this one coming up in Vegas. And if you haven't watched the videos before, we also do a lap in the sim. So we'll show you what the track looks like. You guys will get a feel of the twists and turns and the chaos to come. I think we should jump right into this one.
Well, there's no disappointment in Brazil, was there?
I love Brazil, and it totally lived up to its standards. It was a fantastic race.
What race this year have we watched from the first lap to the last lap? I mean, listen, Verstappen comes from 20th to 3rd. He had a puncture in between, but the fact that Antonelli held him off, maybe this is a show of what we have coming down the line. But it was exciting, very, very exciting.
I think what made it as exciting as it was watching Verstappen make his way through the pack to third place, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, Kimi Antonelli. Excellent
great weekend.
Excellent job. So he's now officially scored the most points in one season as a rookie driver, and it shows. He hasn't performed well every week. There's some weird trends.
He went through a slum in the middle of the season, but he started out of the gate pretty good, and right now he's hot.
The only thing I wonder, sure, Antonelli's amazing. There's no question about it. He's also in a Mercedes, right? So maybe he's got an edge over some of the other rookies. I wonder what would happen if you put Hadjar in a Mercedes or Behrman, because I mean Behrman in that Haas, the kid looks great too. No,
the only one that we're not excited about might be Bortoleto, but I still think you got to give him a shot. I mean, these kids are young.
And you know what? Bortoleto's done pretty good. He's also in a kick Sauber, and we know what that car's like.
He killed himself in Brazil. I mean, home country, and what did he race? 5 laps or something?
The guy's lucky to be alive, to be honest.
That
crash
was an
was
accident.
That was nasty.
So I'm going to tell you, going back to the 80s, he'd be dead. And that's not a death wish on anybody. Nobody survived that stuff back then. Because as he hit the wall, that car would have caught on fire, and by the time it landed on the ground, he'd be dead.
Overall, great race.
Yep.
Lando's still the championship leader right now. Oscar's fallen a little bit further behind. Conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call it. The guy's just not himself right now. And
no, he's not, man. I think Max will come second.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait.
I don't see Max finishing any worse than second in the next 3 Grand Prix. That means Piastri's either in first or third or fourth or fifth. So
some other interesting news this week in the F1 world. I don't know if you followed along, but Ferrari's got a little bit of internal drama again.
That's not a little bit of internal drama. And again, I always question whether it's true or not. There's so many ridiculous things that I see come up on YouTube and that, and this guy's going there and this guy's going there, but it's all bullshit. But this one I actually kind of checked up on, and it's on the internet. It's coming out of F1. There's a lot of reasons to believe it, but I don't know. Give me your thoughts on that.
So Ferrari's chairman, John Elkann, he was in an interview after last week's race. Don't get me wrong, team morale would be at an all-time low.
Well, they did come 18th and 19th.
Double DNF for Ferrari. You hate to see it. But John, come on.
Doesn't bother me.
No kidding, it doesn't bother you. It obviously bothers me. But John Elkann, in a press interview after the race, he basically summarized it and said, referring to Charles and Lewis, the driver should drive and do a lot less talking. And he did give praise to the engineers. He made sure to mention that the pit stops were fantastic. Really upset the F1 community because, maybe he should do a little less talking. That's not good for anybody. It's not good for the sport.
So I did a little reading up on this man, and I think in 2018, the guy that had been running Ferrari up till that point had a very Enzo-like personality. And this guy, the new guy, when he came in 2018, he's very laid back, and I think he's focused. But what he did, this week, this is not his makeup. This is not what he does. And his job is to take Ferrari to the next level. When I mean the next level, Ferrari's known for, they have a very limited production, and they have probably one of the highest earnings per car manufactured. They've decided they're not going to make any more cars. You're already 2 years out on the orders. So if they were to win a Formula One championship, every one of those cars would be worth $50,000 to $100,000 more. They can charge whatever they want, but they haven't won since 2008. So what I wanted to ask you, and you can give me a yes or no answer, because I really think he's made a mistake in pointing at the drivers. If Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris swap cars tonight and race in Vegas, or have been racing all year long in these cars, would Charles Leclerc maybe be in the points leader for drivers?
Oh, I mean, you're asking me this pretty loaded question. You know I'm biased because I'm a Ferrari fan. I truly do think Charles is a fantastic driver.
So do I. So that in a short answer, that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
So if Lewis Hamilton was in Lando Norris's car, or let's say Max Verstappen's car, do you think he would have got more than a podium or two this year? I mean, I think he only got one podium. Maybe he didn't get any. But my point being, would he have at least be part of the talk if he was in a McLaren or a Red Bull car this year? Yes or no?
No. And that hurt me to say. It really hurt me to say. The guy's a world champion. There's no doubt about it. He's obviously struggled this season because he's in a new car. Setups are different. No two cars are going to feel the same. So you got to give him some credit. What he's done a great job at is trying to improve the internal team measures and infrastructure within Ferrari. And it's hard being a new guy joining a new team and trying to step up to the plate and start telling people what to do. And I think they expected him to do that. Whether he's done a good job or not, I don't know. But there's obviously something is broken within that team right now. I think Charles has the edge on Lewis.
So are you telling me that if he was in Lando's car and Lando was in his car, that he wouldn't have been on podiums this year?
He would, but not as many as Lando.
Okay.
I gotta say.
No, because I have Max top 10.
Yeah.
I have Leclerc top 5. I think there's that much of a difference.
I'd probably put George Russell above Lewis Hamilton right now.
He's top 5.
Yeah.
I think Russell's top 5.
Okay, you want my top 5? I in no particular order, top 5 drivers on the grid right now. Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, who I personally think is a better driver than Lando, but don't kill me for saying that. So Lando, Oscar, Charles, George,
Max.
Yeah, Max. Duh.
Can't forget Max.
Max, obviously.
He's the best. So the reason I was asking those questions is that if what I believe is true, that these drivers would be scoring much better in a different car. The problem's not the drivers at Ferrari. The problem is the cars. And I think this guy has really overstepped his boundary. And I don't know if he changed his tune today. Maybe he's pissed off at what happened. But, these guys do talk. But that's part of their job, is to communicate to the engineers what they need to have a better car. So I think we just got to fold this into nothing and wait to see what comes out in 2026, because they're going nowhere right now. It's been a horrible year, in my opinion, for Ferrari.
Oh, it couldn't be any worse. And to be honest, if I was Charles right now, I'd be entertaining other offers if they were coming my way.
Well, they've already said he's signed in this place and this, but it's all garbage.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. So I think that's enough of Ferrari. And we might not talk about Ferrari again this year. So we have something very interesting. You can tell me what you think of Vegas. You do the sim racing and all that. I certainly have learned some information about Vegas. It's very interesting. And, in the past, we've kind of looked at each other and go, I don't really care if we were going to Vegas or not. But after I have my little spiel with you, we're going to be in Vegas for a long time when I tell you what's going on there.
So welcome to Las Vegas. The track is 6.2 kilometers long. We have 17 turns and 2 DRS zones. So Vegas is just a little different. It's fast, it's flashy, it's full of surprises. These cars are blasting down the strip at 340 kilometers an hour, surrounded by neon lights. The track's low grip, it's a little bit tricky. Teams have to be on top of their tire management and strategy, and you never really know what you're gonna get out of this weekend.
Well, the interesting thing as well about Vegas is the fact that it is the fastest street course of all the tracks. And it's up there with Monza, which is the temple of speed, I think they call it.
It is.
And so it's unique in that way, because they also hit those top speeds of 340 plus kilometers an hour.
It's certainly a fast track, like you said. It's a street track. It's I think for me, and one of the reasons I was never a huge fan about it is because anytime there's a lot of hype around something, it's usually not the best. And Vegas, had all the hype before they launched this circuit. Drivers didn't really like it. There were a lot of issues the first year. Potholes were flying out. The track surface is bumpy. It just wasn't a favorite for the drivers, but they've definitely made a lot of improvements. I spent quite a bit of time in the sim, learning the track and the circuit, and it is a lot of fun. So looking back at last year, it was actually the most amount of overtakes for the entire year. So expect to see some action. Very little DNFs, but I think where we're going to have a lot of fun with this one is strategy and tire management. It's a night race, so track temperatures are cooler. Takes a little bit longer for the tires to heat up. The track surface isn't flat.
Well, it's also November, so the temperature there is anywhere from 10 degrees Celsius to or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's but there's a reason that there's all this hype around Vegas. Vegas had a couple of races in the 80s, I think 82, 83, and it was in the Caesars Palace parking lot.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding you. So it was kind of a gimmick to Formula One at the time. So they came back in 2023, but what makes this special is that this is the only race that's owned by F1. So all the other races are put on by, groups that get together and we'll give you $60 million and we'll sell the advertising, we'll do all this stuff. No, not in this one. This one is by F1. So they even bought 39 acres of property around the track, permanent, and they have permanent paddocks and permanent pits. And they even have, if you drive over it in those airplanes that are coming and going from Vegas all the time, there's a big F1 motif on the top of it. It's so as much as we say sometimes, I don't care if we have it in Vegas. This is in Vegas for a very long time, and it is now the hub of Formula One racing in North America. And they do product launches there, and they do corporate events there.
Oh my God! Think of the billboards, think of the lights, the room for sponsorships. You got the big sphere in front of you. That being said, though,
but who knew that it was they didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
This is actually owned by Formula One.
Yeah.
And that's why when they launched it, they went way up here with ticket prices. They got a little rebuttal on that, and they had to bring things down a bit. But I have a shootout to Steve in Vegas. My buddy Steve in Vegas. He doesn't go because the tickets are just so expensive.
It is quite the spectacle, though. I mean, I don't know if you caught it last year, but they've recently installed the sphere. It's quite something. I'd love to see it in person. But Fernando Alonso made a comment on the team radio about an overtake that Charles Leclerc did that he watched on the sphere while he was driving. So, we're talking about distractions here. You have lights. You have.
They got Ferraris in the fountains. Some of the guys were complaining. This isn't Hollywood. But the guys that finished in the podium certainly learn how to enjoy themselves. And the hotels, in the beginning of the hotels, were kind of left out of a lot of it. And they complained, and now they're much more involved in it. And it's become quite a thing. But one thing I always ask you, corner number one, I mean, there's a lot of passing at this track, as you mentioned earlier. Corner number one, I read today, it's called the trouble spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we avoided these DNFs last year. I always seem to find some trouble when I'm in the sim. Why don't I actually take this as an opportunity to show you guys what corner one looks like?
And what car would you like to? You get to choose. No Ferraris.
Ferrari. I'm racing in a Ferrari.
Take Max.
Okay, let's go Max. We're gonna take the Red Bull. We'll take Sonoda's seat again, and let's get into it. We are here in Vegas, bringing in the 100-meter board as we head into turn 1 and 2, the arcing left-hander. focusing on a smooth line, just cutting the inside as we head into the long straight. DRS wide open, great place to pass, great place for a toe. We're looking for that 100-meter board again. Hard braking here into turn 5, just cutting the curb. We're going to position our car to the right as we head into a tricky chicane. We are passing the infamous sphere. Arc around turn 9 for the left. We have ourselves a nice little winding straight ahead of us. We are looking for the bridge as our braking reference here. There it is. Just clipping the cone. I think it's under our car right now. Foot to the floor. Don't get distracted by all the lights here. We're flying through the casinos right now. You're coming up to one of the trickiest braking zones on the entire calendar. It's almost impossible to see your distance boards. Braking hard at 100 meters for the final left, right, left. Using the entire track as we line up for this final straight. Taking this left absolutely flat out right now in 8th gear, and that's a lap in Vegas.
All right, Sean, thanks for the lap. Now I understand why Max is doing so well.
Yeah.
His protege just set a very good lap time there, and I hope it's as much fun to watch on the next Sunday as it was to watch you going around there. I hope, it's nice that you did it at nighttime.
Yeah, exactly. If you're playing F1 Fantasy, there's 3 weeks left. There's a lot on the line. And if you are in any position to make podium in your league, or you're chasing points or positions, you really got to get smart for these last few weeks. I know CD's chasing first place. I'm chasing CD in second place. And, you have chips. We mentioned it before. It's time to use them. We got 1 sprint race weekend left. We had one last weekend. I put up 404 points without using Limitless. I did activate no negative because I was expecting rain. We didn't quite get it, but big week in fantasy Formula One. I'm excited. I think we should get right into it and talk about our teams, and make sure you're using F1 Fantasy tools.
Show us the way.
Let's do it. Welcome back to the F1 Fantasy segment portion of this video. We're looking at the calendar here, and we have 3 race weekends left. We have Las Vegas coming up this weekend. We have Qatar on November 28th, and that's a sprint race weekend. And then to finish off the season in December, we have Abu Dhabi. So we don't have a lot of time here to do much. And looking at the leaderboard, I am 149 points out of second place, which just so happens to be my father, and I gotta do it. I gotta catch him. Sean in first place, a buddy of mine, not so much. He is absolutely run off with this thing. He is top 2,500 in the world right now. He's setting incredible highs, so good for him. But looking at my team, I have Limitless left, a huge chip, and I've been saving that one. I didn't think I was gonna use it this late in the season, but things happened. I'm not disappointed that I have waited, because I'm gonna be using it at our next sprint race weekend. So what that means, looking at my team, if I play my cards right and I build just a little bit of budget, I can swap Kimi Antonelli for George Russell, which might be the play for the last race weekend of the year. It's a tough track. George has experience there. So we're just thinking as our goal. So in order to do that, I need to make literally like a 0.2 million. And if I'm gonna activate Limitless next weekend, I'm gonna need my team that I set up for this week currently to be my team that kind of plays behind the scenes and gains or loses me money while I'm activating my Limitless. So that being said, I'm gonna hop over to my favorite tool, F1 Fantasy Tools. We're gonna check out the budget builder here, and we're gonna go down and see who we can pick up that can potentially make us some money. We can't spend more money than Bortoleto costs, because then that's gonna defeat the purpose, and we'll have to make up more money, which is okay if it's kind of that sweet spot. So we have Behrman, we have Gasly, we have Antonelli, we have Verstappen in our tier A, and I need to pick up one more driver, and I know exactly who that's going to be, and that is my boy Isaac Hadjar, because he has looked tremendous this year in that RB, and he only needs 10 points in order to increase that maximum +6. That means when I have him on my limitless team next weekend, like in the background, hopefully if he has a decent race weekend this next week, then we're gonna make quite a bit of money and we can actually have fun and use our maximum transfers in our last week and go for second place. So what I'm gonna do, I'm most likely gonna just drop Bortoletto, and I'm simply going to pick up Isaac Hadjar. That leaves me 1.1 million. You know, if I were to drop Antonelli, let's just look at the difference. I have 18 million. I still need quite a bit for George, so I'll have to sell Ollie for somebody super cheap, like Colapinto, but that'll get me, like I said, to 0.2 million difference for having George Russell in there. So that's ultimately the goal. We're gonna stick Antonelli in back here this weekend. It's a colder track temperature. I hope Mercedes can have a good week because I have a lot riding on them right now. But if you have any questions, please drop them below. If you want to send your team, I'd love to see it, and good luck to y'all.
All right, Sean, thank you. You know, I say the same thing every week, but I mean it. Keep what you want and get rid of what you don't want.
I'd rather you didn't watch this part because I'm trying to catch you, man.
Well, and because I have been watching lately is why I've gone from first to second.
Yeah. Sabotaging.
Okay, we're in Vegas. We got a night race. We're on some of the most famous roads in the world. We're passing fountains and casinos and fireworks. Let's enjoy ourselves. Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
And thank you guys very much for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to show your support. It means a lot to us. We've grown the channel from nothing at the start of the year. We hope to hit 500 by the end of it. And thank you very much. Cue the anthem.